I spent 7 hellish years of my life trying to find the cause of a range of physical problems. I thought I was really sick, physically, but I wasn't. It was all anxiety. And now that I've figured that out and received treatment for it, all of those physical symptoms are just gone. And I'm the happiest I've been in a long, long time. This is my anxiety story. It was a pretty normal day about 7 years ago. I was sitting in a restaurant eating lunch by myself, flicking through some websites of little consequence. My first child had been born just a few months prior and had only recently come home from hospital. You see, he was not, normal. He had a condition called Trisomy 13, which meant that he had to spend the first few months in intensive care. And even then, when he did come home, he would be severely mentally and physically disabled. In short, he was sick. Really sick. But he was my first child. I was excited to be a dad, and at least I thought I was handling it all pretty well. I felt fine. Good even. However, I was about to discover that I was not fine at all. So there I was eating lunch when suddenly something happened to me. Everything suddenly felt really strange. A kind of dizziness or lightheadedness, but also detached, maybe is the right word. Whatever it was, it felt physical. It felt serious. I sat there in a strangely calm kind of panic. I knew I had to leave, but I didn't know how without passing out. I didn't want to make a scene or embarrass myself. I didn't really know what to do. I looked at the door, put one hand on my bag, the other on the table to steady myself, stood up and walked straight out the door. I immediately grabbed my phone and called my wife, explaining to her that I felt dizzy and that I was worried something was wrong. I needed to go see a doctor, immediately. An MRI perhaps, on my brain, I think would be best. Maybe it was a stroke or a brain tumor, I don't know, but it was serious and I needed help. Needless to say, the MRI came back completely negative. There was nothing wrong with my brain. Fast forward 6 years, and I've now seen a whole range of different doctors, trying to find the cause of physical symptoms that I was completely sure were physical in nature. I was convinced that there was something or many things that were seriously wrong with me. Not all at the same time, but I went through phases. There was the dizzy and numb phase, the first phase, where I'd visit neurologists and ENTs to try to find nerve problems or balance issues. There was the urinary retention phase, where I would find myself visiting the toilet 5 or 6 times every night and was convinced I had a bladder problem. During one phase, I thought my vision was going. It was sometimes kind of blurry and it was hard to see at night, so I had eye tests. Well, my vision was near perfect. And then, worst of all, the heart palpitations. Oh my god, I spent about 2 years of my life suffering from daily heart palpitations, sometimes up to 15,000 extra beats per day. They're called ectopic beats, I discovered from my numerous cardiologist appointments. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't concentrate. My throat was constricted, my heart often pounding. I'd sit in meetings at work feeling dizzy, like I was about to pass out. Excuse myself to go to the bathroom just to breathe and meditate for a few minutes. Force myself to regain control. I'd go for runs at night at a local park, sit on the steps alone with my head in my hands, and sob. What the hell is wrong with me? What is this? Just fuck off. I'm fine. Just leave me alone. I jump up and down, shake my body, my head. You're okay, bro. You're okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. You're strong. You're fine. Nothing to worry about. I wasn't fine. I was absolutely riddled with stress and anxiety. But I didn't know it. I had absolutely no idea. I was sure it was physical, but it wasn't. It was anxiety. It was stress and anxiety. How do I know? Well, because about 6 months ago, I finally went to a psychiatrist appointment that I had been putting off for probably 6 years. And after a couple of consultations, I was put on SSRI antidepressants. Initially a low dose, and then after a couple of weeks, just the normal dose for anxiety. And about a month later, after starting the medication, every single physical symptom that I had been experiencing for the last 6 or 7 years just vanished. No more palpitations, no more dizziness or numbness. And for the first time in a really, really long time, I finally felt like myself again. I felt like human again. And it's absolutely wonderful. Mulled wine, yummy! Look at the green thing.
How do you get out?
Hey, you're all bunched up. Look how bunched up you are. You're so bunched up.